In this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to do lip tricks in session, but first we need to get an understanding of how the new power slide system works. So there's three ways to activate a power slide. You can either push the sticks outwards, you can push the sticks inwards, or you can push the sticks up and down and then use the trigger to turn. Or instead of using the trigger, you can scoop your input from up and down to inwards, or you can do it outwards. This one right here is always going to be your back foot stick down and your front foot stick up, pressed at the exact same time. Otherwise, if you do it a little bit delayed, you're going to accidentally pop. That seagull just went through the ground. At any point after activating a power slide, you can actually shift your weight over to the nose or tail by letting go of one of the sticks. So if I want to apply pressure to the nose, I let go of the back foot. Being able to shift your weight also allows you to get firecrackers. So what I did here was input back foot stick down, front foot stick up, and then let go of the front foot. So one more time, both sticks at the exact same time, then let go of one of them. And if you enter the stance and let go of the back foot, you can just nose mayo down the stairs. If you shift the stick over, you can actually blunt slide down them as well. So knowing all that, now we can dive into the lip tricks. So you got to pause the game, go to experimental, and make sure that lip tricks are enabled. Quick little side note, if that is enabled, you're not going to be able to do the firecrackers, because having lip tricks enabled is going to look for the closest edge. So everything we know about the power slide system, we're going to apply it to the lip tricks. We're going to start off with one of the easiest lip tricks, nose stall. So when you get to the quarter pipe, you're going to input your back foot stick down and your front foot stick up. And then as soon as you get close to the coping, let go of your back foot. While in the nose stall, you can actually control your feet. So like if you move the other stick, you can move it. You can wiggle it a little bit with the front foot. And you can get out of this in a few ways. You can either let go of the stick. You can press the right or left bumper to bump back in. If you let go of the input and then re-input really quickly for this nose stall, you can actually do like a flip trick out or a pop. Or you can rotate your stick a little bit. Keep in mind this is still an experimental feature. All of those methods for getting out do apply to every single lip trick. So for this one right here, I'm going to enter the power slide stance, let go of the back foot to get into the crook, and then use the bumper to get out. Moving on to a slightly harder basic trick, rock to fakie. It's almost the same inputs as the nose stall, except as soon as your front trucks go over the coping, you let go of the front foot. So I'm going to do this again. My inputs are like kind of quick. Like I like doing them like right at the top. So around this point right here is where I like to do my input for the down on the back foot, up on the front foot. And then as soon as my wheels start to go over, I let go of my front foot to bring it back. And I held the back foot stick for a little bit longer than it should have, so it did something like that. So you want to let go of the back foot stick pretty quickly. But if you do hold it a little bit longer and use the trigger, you can actually do rock and roll. And you can hold your inputs from as far back as you want. It doesn't have to be like right at the coping. You just got to time it when you let go of what stick. You can slide these if you want to. It doesn't have to be stationary. And getting a back disaster is pretty much the same way, except you want to power slide into it and then use the trigger to help you turn in. And doing something like that is how you're going to get into a tail stall. It's pretty much the same way, except you want to power slide a little bit earlier and then let go of the front foot. And then just the same as the nose stall, we can just drop in or bump in. That bump actually pushed me the wrong way. Oh. It all just comes down to like finding the timing for everything and like what works best for you. To get into an axle stall, you can do a power slide input right near the top of the coping, and I didn't get in good. You can do it right near the top of the coping, and then you can just bump back in. And quickly power slide to get a 5-0. And then bump back in. So just experiment with how you get into different lip tricks. So like getting this back Smith, you power slide a little bit. Okay, so getting into blunt stall. This one is the hardest one. It is a very, very quick input. So let's take a slightly closer look to what I did. So right about here is where I did my inputs. And then I let go pretty much instantly of the front foot. And then we got into the blunt. I mean, I think I just made it harder than it needed to be because I should be able to, yeah. You can hold the input for a while and then just let go of the back foot. But we can't pop out of this like you normally would if you were grinding. Like doing this is not gonna flip you back, pop you back. Okay, so to get out of this, what we need to do is let go of the back foot and then re-input to the side, left or right, and then we pop or flip out. So we get in, let go, and then pop back in. I skipped a step there. So you input back foot down, front foot up, as always. When you get to about here, you let go of your front foot. Keep holding the back foot to get into the blunt. Let go of the back foot and then re-input to the left or to the right. And then depending on your trick relative input, you're gonna pop out using the other stick. And I popped out really far, but there is a way to do a small pop. Obviously, the pop out still needs a little bit of work, even though it was one of the small ones. So to do the small one from this one, what I did was when I let go of the input right there and re-input, I flicked my other stick the exact same direction as the back foot. Just to make life a little bit easier, you can do a very small pop into blunt. It's a lot easier to deal with. There's two ways to do a small pop. You can either set up and then flick your front foot stick down, or you can very quickly input an ollie. So just like flicking down like this, like not holding down that long at all before you ollie. You can also mix the small pop input with the quick pop input, and you can get a really small pop. So maybe something like that would be better to get into a blunt. Flick both sticks down, but the back one slightly first. So you can kind of get something that looks a little like that. Wait, did I even actually just blunt it, or did I do it kind of like how he would do it in real life? Use that method. Okay, now I'm just messing around here. Maybe the baby pop into everything is the best way to go. So now that you pretty much know the basics of what to do, you can go and just like test all this stuff out for yourself and figure out what works best for you. After learning the basics, you'll be able to just come up with like whatever you want to do. Maybe just shred around the kiddie pool, just getting used to how everything works and how everything feels. But that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully it helped you understand how lip tricks work in session. Remember, they are still under experimental, so they still need quite a bit of work. So I will catch you in the next video.